because we are going to learn about another field entirely. Yes. And this series that we have been having, we tagged it Revolutionizing the Tech Landscape. So that is what we tagged this series. So today we are going to focus on product management, and that's what we are going to focus on the program today. And we have a product manager in the studio with us this great afternoon, and he's the one that is going to make sense of the whole thing. What is product management all about? Is it the same thing as project management? Is it different? What is the difference? If I really want to get into it, how can I go on doing it? What are the steps I need to take if that is the field of ICT that I want to focus my effort on? All of that are the things that we are going to talk about on the program Tech Talk on Splash 106.7 FM. If you are joining the program for the very first time and you're wondering who is this girl, my name is Maryam Ogunremi. Adekanmi will join us very soon on the program because we are supposed to be doing this thing together. But then, like I came late last week, he's late also today. So he's definitely going to join us very soon. We are live on Facebook, by the way, so you can go on Facebook at Splash FM 106.7 Abeokuta. Join us there and drop your comment, or if you have a question for my guest, who I'm yet to unveil, by the way. But if you are on Facebook, you're likely to have seen his face. You would definitely would have seen his face if you are on Facebook. So I'm going to introduce my guest right away without further ado. Like we always say, but then we always put further ado at the end of the day. But then my guest for today is Oluwaseun Adekanmi. He's a product manager with CHSG Tech. Okay, because I really don't know if that is supposed to be pronounced, together. Okay, it's supposed to be pronounced like that, Abby. CHSG Tech, right? Okay, before I start saying this. But welcome to the program, Oluwaseun Adekanmi. So good to see you.
Thank you so much, Maryam.
Okay, Maryam.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, now let's start. Who is a product manager?
All right. Thank you so much for having me. A product manager is someone that the best way I describe it is an intersect between design. So, assume you have 3 circles. We all did intersect in mathematics in school, so you have 3 circles. So one circle.
Don't be too sure. My mathematics is terrible,
Okay,
but then
so,
maybe I remember.
All right, so let's say you have a circle now.
Yes.
That's the design.
Like Olympic circle.
Exactly.
That's
Like Olympic
better.
circle. You get it, Miriam. So you have the design circle.
Okay.
That's you have also the tech circle, and then you now have the third circle that is the business circle.
Okay.
So product manager is just the intersect between design, tech, and business.
Lovely. Okay, so is a product manager the same as a project manager?
No, they're not the same.
Okay.
So, like I said, a product manager is more concerned about the customer. They are the best advocate for the customer. So, as you mean, I have in front of me a Dell laptop. There was a product manager that was involved with this. From the onset, from building this Dell laptop, the product manager was very particular about how I will use this product. What are my pain points? The project manager is very much different. The project manager, they are more concerned about the best process, the best cost-effective process to get from manufacturing this Dell laptop to presenting it. The product manager is more concerned about satisfying me. Okay, the last Dell laptop that was released, the consumers complained that the screen was too big, or the consumers complained that the keyboards were too hard to press in. So the product manager now goes out with the design team and says, okay, we're going to do user research. Yes, that's what the design aspect is about. And let me just quickly point out that in Nigeria, when we talk about design, what we focus a lot on is the UI, the user interface.
Okay.
But when you get to where product management is done properly, it takes about sometimes 3 years to work on just the design of a product.
The
Like,
product that you just have in
so
5 seconds, in
yeah,
5 minutes in your hands.
so I mean, by privileged, yet I went to the same school as the founder of Google, and
Ooh.
one of the things that they did in my school was they had a lot of Google labs. So we had some insider information on some of the Google products that we use, and you see, before Gmail came out, before Google Drive came out, they spent years on research. I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 year, knowing, okay, that color, that yellow that you see on Gmail,
Yes.
that red that you see, does it speak to the language of the user?
Wow.
Does the user want to see yellow when they open their email every day? Do they want to see red? Do they want to see green? You get, so it takes a lot of thought process. That's the design aspect of Gmail. You get, so, and we now go further and now say, okay, what's the tech part of it? Okay, you now bring in the programmers, and they are worried about producing a perfect Gmail.
Okay.
A Gmail that when you send messages, when you attach emails, they get it at the other hand instantly. But then there's not the business part of Gmail. After a while, you get to about 15 gig on Gmail, and then Gmail tells you that your storage is full.
Yes.
That's the business part of it. The product manager has to think of those three things all the time. So it involves a lot of continuous learning. Now, with the advent of data analytics, you now have to now think less about just design and tech and business. You have to think as a product analyst. A product analyst is now, you're making decisions not based off, we think yellow is the best color. We think blue is the best color. That, like, I come to Splash FM and I see blue everywhere.
Yeah.
It connotes trust. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a product designer also. It connotes trust. But then, give me the numbers. The people in Abeokuta, how do they interact with the color blue?
Do they trust us?
Do they trust you?
Okay.
Do they trust Splash FM?
Okay.
You get, so that's what I mean by product
Wow.
analytics.
Wow. Okay, so now everything that you to my head is swimming 100% because this is not really my field. So the question I would love to ask you is how involved, how super involved is research, market research in your kind of your line of ecosystem.
All right. So the honest truth is, I mean, I can speak in pidgin now.
Of course,
English,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
When in Abeokuta, again, on a norm
Yes.
in Abeokuta, in Lagos, let's be honest with ourselves, we don't do a lot of market research. Yeah, I'm privileged. Like most of our ecosystem right now, we live in Abeokuta, we live in Nigeria, we live in Lagos, but we work remotely.
Yes.
So the project I just finished working on in Atlanta, I mean, they've been doing market research, I think, for the past 6 years on it.
Wow.
It's, I mean, I signed an NDA, so I can't talk much about it, but it's basically a loyalty program. You go to hotels and they have a loyalty program. You go to airlines, Delta Airlines, they have a loyalty program. And they studied so much about loyalty programs all over the world. Did so much research and now found out that, okay, we can plug in blockchain into loyalty program. Wow. And then we've never even touched the code base at all on GitHub or touched the design on Figma. They had, I mean, when I was signing my NDA with them, they gave me so much documentation that I was like, we're not doing this right in Nigeria. Like, I mean, a customer will just come to you. I'm building something for somebody, from a member of the Mopedec. That's the mobile phone dealers in Mancheke. It's because a kind of like an e-commerce site for them to sell their phones. And literally, Baba is like, okay, 2 weeks time to be ready, Avi.
How much is your money?
How much is your
Send
money?
Your account,
He sent me money. And in my head, I was just thinking, it will actually work.
Yes.
Because that's the nature of where we are. So if I'm to advise somebody that wants to come into this field, learn the proper way of doing product management. Don't say because we don't do proper market research in Nigeria. Because by the time you get a remote job, and you start earning in dollars, what you find out is it pays to do it the right way.
Okay, talking about doing it the right way, what does it entail? What are the steps one can take to learn product management the right way?
All right. I think the first thing I would say is anybody can learn product management. That's the first thing. A lot of tech is code based, and people get scared of that. And like, oh
I'm
God,
scared.
exactly. You get. So we have like three sectors. I like to define them. We have three sectors. We have the 100% code base.
Okay.
That's front end engineering, back end engineering, machine learning. Those are strongly code based, 100% code based. Mobile development, people that build your GT Bank app, Access Bank app. Then you now have the 10% coding. That's more like, let's say, cybersecurity. Then you have probably data analytics,
yes.
Excel, Power BI. But then we have the zero coding. The zero coding is product management. The zero coding is business analysis. The zero coding is digital marketing. So you don't have to understand maths and physics and logic and Boolean algebra and all that syntax.
Even the few ones where you don't talk now, I don't understand.
Exactly. You don't have to. I get it. I feel your energy. You don't have to understand all that to literally break into tech. Especially for the females. Like, I've been in this ecosystem now for at least 20 years. Since I got into college, 2004 to 2024. So 20 years now. And one thing I find out is like my female sisters, especially my black female sisters, they get scared for tech. When we were doing school then, electrical engineering and computer science, they were like, is there no female in this entire department? Is there no female in the College of Engineering? And I think one of the reasons is because it's a male-dominated field, and it doesn't have to be. Because like I said, you can break into tech as a product designer if you have the knack for maybe visuals, you have a knack for creativity, you have a knack for sketching. Yet, I tell you, people that sketch at my job, they earn more than the people that actually go onto the system and develop what they sketched on Figma. They earn more because we call them think tanks. Yeah, so the same thing goes for product management. Is zero code. We're running an academy here in Abeokuta, and one thing I found out is a lot of people, when they first come, they're scared like you of tech.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to break into tech. I'm like, okay, the first thing is don't break into tech because of the money. The money is juicy. I won't lie. Yeah, you can buy the good things of life. The funny thing is that most tech bros and techs, they have a very terrible sense of dressing. Unfortunately, even with all the money we earn, you understand? I mean,
maybe I should kukuma apply as a stylist for all of you.
We have a very terrible.
I've been collecting your money.
It might be a niche for you right there. I'll be honest. I'll be very honest but let me not digress. If you come into tech today and you want to learn product management, the first thing is you have to have a passion for consumers. Yeah, so a product manager, the focus, let's leave all the emerging technologies, the tools we use. Are you passionate about the consumer? Like, if you're a product manager for, say, GT Bank app now, are you like, when the consumer cannot transfer money, do you feel their pain and do you try and solve that problem for them from the onset of adding the next feature? So a lot of times, I open my Access Bank app and I see a lot of features.
You open your bank app because you don't do promotion.
Okay, I'll just mention this bank. Okay, I open my bank app and I see a lot of features. You can transfer money, dollar account, you can transfer money, blah blah blah. But then, which one of them does the consumer actually use a lot? It takes a lot of research into that. That's why I said product management has moved beyond the product management that they teach everywhere in Nigeria these days. Product management is more agile, and I'll explain that later on if there's time. And then the numbers. So the future of product management is, yes, agile technologies. You're focused on the consumer. You build with the remote teams and everything. You have a sprint, 2-week sprint. You build, you reiterate, you check with the consumer, see if they like the feature. But then the numbers. And that's the analytics. So I think when you were introducing me, you said you guys have brought in somebody for data analytics. I don't know. I'm sure those sessions are recorded.
Yeah.
If you really want to excel in product management globally. I like to say, think locally, but act locally, but think globally. So you're in Abeokuta, you're in Lagos, you're in Delta, but think globally. Think like a world class. And the world class product managers, we know ourselves. We are not even up to maybe like 4 or 5 in Abeokuta. Why? Because when they want to build a product that is world class, like they really want to build a product that is world class, they will call one of the top product managers they just worked with to recommend somebody. And based off what I'm telling you free of charge here right now, product analytics, they'll be like, okay, this guy understands analytics. He won't just make decisions as a product manager based off emotions. Say, you know what, I think Nigerians want to convert naira to dollar. Imagine there were some fintech apps that were built on just dollar to naira, and then just one regulatory body just came called CBN around February and said, okay, you can't move in money to Nigeria again. That disrupted a lot of startups. Now imagine if you're a product manager in one of those fintechs and you had data in front of you telling you that economically it's looking like the Central Bank of Nigeria might make a decision.
Yes.
And then you guys have pivoted from just depending on, there were so many startups that were dependent on people making dollars coming in. I mean, I don't want to mention, I shouldn't advertise, but we know all these fintechs. They were all out there relying, and there are still some things that are going to happen between this quarter and Q4.
Yeah.
If you as a product manager, you understand analytical processing of data, you must read news. You must be not just Nigerian news. You, as okay, I can mention them on their popular brand, as Nvidia is doing so well right now at the New York Stock Exchange.
Yes.
You must know how Nvidia's growth is affecting the small business outside here in Lagos.
Crazy how I think I was talking to someone recently, and the person told me that 2 years ago he was doing should I buy this Nvidia stock or not? Should I buy it or not? And he said, now I can't look at it, because if I look at it, I'll tell myself, you are not serious. Your sense is not working. I said, that is it. Because you don't have that sense to do analysis, to do market analysis, to actually understand what will happen, to forecast.
Yep.
That's what they call it.
Yep.
So that means as a product manager, you must also be able to forecast and also have a little knowledge about data analytics.
I won't say little anymore. I'll say a lot. Because, okay, let me put it this way. Like, you come into Splash FM right now, and there's a user audience. There's a time frame. There's a demographic that listens to Splash FM maybe at 5 p.m. They're coming from work.
Yes.
Now, that demographic, you've done so much research, I'm very sure. Yeah, I know the owners of Splash FM. You've done so much research, and you know what they want to listen to in traffic. They probably don't want to listen to very, very slow music. They probably want to listen to traffic updates, know that, okay, there's a blockage at Moore Junction. Please don't pass Moore Junction. There's a traffic there. And they want to listen to really, really nice conversations and then some nice trending music. That's data right there.
Wow.
And then you now say, okay, what can we, you now take that to your marketers. Because a product manager, remember, the third circle after the design and the tech is the business.
It's the business circle.
You must always make money.
Wow.
As much as you are passionate about the amazing product that meets people, that is user-centric design and everything, you must still make money. This place is cool. Splash FM has AC. You go to some radio station. I don't want to mention them. Yeah, you are sweating inside the studio.
Who is this guy?
This takes money to run. So there is a business part of it. And as a product manager, you must constantly be a cross-functional leader. Because your stakeholders, they don't, product management has become so important in 2024 that product managers now have a seat at the C level. Formerly it was CEO, Chief Operating Officer, CEO, Chief Technology Officer. Now we have created an office for the product manager. It's called CPO, Chief Product Officer.
Wow.
Because globally, from Google to the FANGs, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, they've all realized that There's a need for a cross-functional leader that understands the consumer. Everything you do must always have the consumer at the back of your mind from day one, even before product marketing. Like you are in their, like sometimes I'm going on the road. You get, we're building an app right now. You get, for delivery, and I'm on the road and I'm thinking, how can I guess what people want to eat? How can I suggest to people that they should not eat amala? How can I suggest to people that they should eat wheat on the app? And I'm thinking that, like, but when I enter some restaurants in Abeokuta, I don't want to mention their name. All that is in front of me is all these unhealthy options. You can see I'm on the big size, but I want to lose weight. But all they give me is, how can I use AI to suggest to them that, hey, there's an healthier option? And how can I think? I cannot get into their thinking. So sometimes, I mean, people in my house are like, they're going like, what are you thinking about? I've spaced out. I'm just in the head of the consumer thinking, there's so many delivery apps. We have, one of them just packed up. In fact, two of them just packed up in Lagos. Really big delivery apps. Now, what you have to think about is, okay, those guys didn't do enough research. They had enough money to place billboards all over Lagos. But you see, sometimes I'm of the school of thought that you have to have people understand market research, understand the market trends, the consumer needs, and then the competitive dynamics. You can't come to Africa with an American mindset. It will not work.
Yes.
It will not. I don't care how much money you have. These guys came in for the delivery, and they ran back. They've gone back to their country because here in Africa we work on trust. As you're meeting me right now for the first time, you won't trust me. But if Mr. Duro Simi, that knows me very well, my president at the Ogunte community, says Sheon can build an app for you, you will go up and down this entire Splash FM building trying to get money for me that you don't know before.
Yes.
To build an app for Splash FM that will be on Google Play Store and iOS Store, because somebody you trust vouch for you. That's the way the African system works. So you can't come to Africa and just say we have a delivery system. You can, I mean, about poison on Jamie, come on, Jamie. That's what my grandma would say. My grandma is 100 years old at Saliake. That's what my grandma would say. It's a trust thing in Africa. We are family oriented. So if you want to break into a market like Africa, yes, you are a remote product manager building from Abeokuta, building for global brands, but at the same time, bringing your knowledge of how we do things in Africa. There was a process I went through with Facebook about 5 years ago, 2017, that made me know that there is value in the market research and understanding the market trends in Africa. And I'll go into it in 1 minute. They were trying to do a lot, training their systems on our language. Yes, we have 3 major languages in Nigeria: Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa.
Yes.
But we know we have a lot more than that. We have a lot of ethnic groups. Now, these Google guys, they don't understand the Ijebu Yoruba. But they want to train their machine. Because somebody that is saying, hello, Google, I want to now say it in Yoruba. I say it in Ijebu Yoruba. I say it in Ekiti Yoruba.
Truth.
And that is where the value of your background comes into place. So I always tell people, whenever I go to meetings and I'm on Zoom, as I'm talking now, is that I'm talking on Zoom with your equals. I don't change my accent, like, because there is an advantage to my Africanness. You get? There is an advantage to me. Everything I've seen in Abeokuta, all the potholes I've seen in Olokuta.
Yes.
There's something I bring to the table.
You realize now Olokuta this day.
Now Olokuta this day. I'm on that road. Let's even live English. I beg. Governor Abiodun Olokuta road.
You don't beg. I will start you for that one. But then it's okay. Oh, all right. So you were talking about the Africanness in us.
That Africanness is very important, because I see a lot of people try to, what's the word I'm looking for? There was someone that read our company profile at CHSG. He read the company profile and he said, why did you put the black integrator as the first thing about us? I said, because I'm black and I'm proud. I don't want to be a white guy. I went to school with 20, 22 white guys. I was the only black guy in my class. And every one of them loved me because I was original. I wasn't trying to talk their accent. I wasn't trying to act their experience. They love disco. I love Jay-Z. I love hip-hop. I'm black. You get? And because of my uniqueness, there's a lot of things in the workplace now about inclusion and diversity, DEI. If you understand what you bring to the table, it will shock you that they will hire you over the guy that went to Harvard and did business administration at Harvard. Why? Because the story, the perspective you can bring to the table as a product manager is very, very different. So when I'm working with these clients in Atlanta, and then I'm working with a developer in Ireland, I'm working with a product designer in India, and they're like, who is this Oluwaseun? They can't even pronounce my name. Oluwaseun. I'm like, my name is, I just call me Sean. Okay. So when you first join a new team, the first thing is try to win them over. Because, I mean, it's a multicultural team. They're all of them. When you see their CVs, you are scared. Like, this one went to Harvard. This one went to Indian Institute of Technology. They all came out with first class. And you're like, and I'm meant to be your product manager. The first thing is, you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Yet, you have to understand that I might be in Nigeria and we might be going through sapanes and everything, but there's something that I learned at the government grammar school that they don't know. There's a street sense that I know about products. I mean, I sold chips, plantain chips in school at GSS 1, GSS 2. That's street smart. There's no product manager in Singapore that knows that street smart. I understand market share. Because by the time I was selling chips at GSS 1, GSS 2, I gave my cousin in GSS 3 chips to be selling to GSS 3. Those things are, and some people on Curio Jabai, there's an experience you get from that. I'm not for hawking and street talking, but there's an African, there's nothing you're going through that will not eventually help somewhere that you're eventually going to get to.
So what you're trying to say now is when it comes to product management, it is very important that you learn how to link experience with reality.
Very important, because you're a strategic cross-functional leader. A cross-functional leader, you're collaborating with engineering team, you're collaborating with design team, you're collaborating with marketing, you're collaborating with sales team to bring a product to market. They are from diverse backgrounds.
Wow.
How do you talk to an engineering guy in India that you cannot even hear what he's saying very well? You understand? And you're just on stand-up, please, and you're saying, so, what did you do yesterday? I worked on the app. What did you do today? I plan on working on the app. Any obstacles? None, sir. And he mutes his mic on Zoom.
And that's it.
That's like, guy, talk now.
Oh my goodness.
You have to still get results. You have to ship the product. I was talking with a good friend in the UK yesterday, and I was talking about you two will not jackpot me, and I'm like, I don't know if I'll jackpot or not jackpot. I still look at it. He now said, okay, if you jackpot eventually, hypothetically, if you jackpot eventually, are you going to get a role? Like, am I going to go and work for like maybe a Google or a Facebook in the US, or I will continue my CHSG, get my startup? And I told him point blank, and I can say it on here. I was like, I'll get a role. It's not that CHSG is not important to me, but soup, street. Now money killer. If I get a role, I can get more money from, as in like from the role.
Yes, there will be source of income to fund the startup.
Because as a product manager at CHSG, maybe I'm dealing with budget of like 5 million, 10 million. That's the budget of, that's entire like product management budget. And then a product manager at Google is dealing with a budget of $2 billion. There's a lot more you can do with $2 billion than with 5 million naira. That's why I can always tell people, just think globally. Don't just think about Isale, Ake. You are there for a time, for a period. But when I left the shores of Nigeria in 2004 for college, I left 2003. I'd never like programmed that much. In fact, when I got to school, they asked how many of you can program in 5 languages or more. Everybody raised their hand except me. How many of you can program in 4 languages or more? Everybody, obviously now. How many of you can program in 3 languages or more? I still did not raise my hand up because all I learned at the Gomode Grammar School in Ota, as good as Gomode was that time, was basic. 10 CLS, 20 REM. I can still remember I had to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. And we crammed it. It's not that we even understood the program. We were coding on paper.
Oh my goodness.
We were cooking on chalkboard. And I represented Ogun State in jets with that 10 CLES. I was still the best in Ogun State. If we know Igomode back then. We were the best like in everything. Jets, we were really good. But we crammed it. So when the lecturer now, not lecturer, I was, they call them GSIs, graduate student instructor, now asked me that, okay, you are at the University of Michigan and Abo. You are here on full scholarship. How did you get in? I said, maths and physics. But any computer, I have an idea. I failed my first programming course at Michigan. I got a C minus, a 70 something. A C minus, a 70 something. And they said, for you to do electrical engineering and computer science, you have to get at least a C, which is at least 75 and above. So I had to retake my first programming class, Engine 101, Introduction to C++. I had to retake it my year 2 to get above a C minus. Why am I trying this story? Because sometimes when you step into tech, you will fail. You will fail like woefully. In fact, if you enter, I just got into MIT May for programming data analytics.
Okay.
And when I got the admission letter, I read everything that we are going to do. And I'm like, they be bad with another kilo apply MIT. I always felt like telling the admission officer that I know they do again. But the problem is when you are doing those applications, your family members know about it. So they keep asking you, Chosibola at MIT. Eventually they say, oh my God, he sent the admission letter. What he sent it any? And I had to open up that. They've sent it though, but I don't know if my mind can carry. We received in August. I don't know if my mind can. I saw the coursework. I was like, Jesus. Like, there's always a next level. You have to always continue. Like, as much as I know 20 years of experience in tech, I see a syllabus and I'm still shaking like, we're going to learn this. If you don't continually reinvent yourself, continually learn, because they will say this in the local when we went to share corner. Forget, they have not even shared corner. They have left us behind. So if you want to compete globally, you must just keep identifying opportunities.
Okay.
Identify opportunities. You have to, like, find, like you said, that market research you mentioned earlier, like, just get into the mind of your consumer to bring you back home. Get constantly in the mind of the researcher. Prioritize features. Like, how do you prioritize features? Like, use data-driven insights.
Okay.
It's very, very important.
All right. Well, I've got to let you go because we have to get to our EduTime segment on Tech Talk on Slash 106.7 FM. But then I have to say a very big thank you to you, Oluwaseun Adekanmi. Thank you so much for coming. It's been an eye-opener, really, having this conversation with you. Hopefully we'll get to have you in the studio very soon.
Definitely.
All right.
Glad to be here.
Okay. All right. That was Oluwaseun Adekanmi, product manager with CHSG Tech. We'll go on a quick commercial break on Tech Talk. When we get back, we'll be back with EduTime's segment, and EduTime's representative will join us live on Tech Talk on Splash 106.7 FM. Please don't go nowhere.
Ever wondered how technology can be used to improve education? EduTimes is the answer. EduTimes is a cloud software that helps you digitize old school processes like result processing, continuous assessment, marking guides, school fees, attendance, instructional materials, accounting, school records, class tests, virtual classes, e-exams, lesson notes, updated curriculum, and lots more. EduTimes makes life easier for school proprietors, administrators, teachers, students, and even parents. Join EduTimes today and watch your school transform into a realm of greatness. Visit www.edutams.net or our office at .ICT building behind Centenary Hall, Ake, Abeokuta, 0805 410 5670 or 0701 112 3736. EduTimes, EdTech Reimagined.
Dear school owner, one platform offers you 1,001 ways to simplify, manage, and digitize all the school processes. EduTerms is a one-stop cloud platform that connects school administrators, students, teachers, and parents. With EduTerms, result processing, admissions, account, virtual classes, test, attendance, and all the school processes are now easier, faster, and more efficient. School administration has just become seamless. No school is left out, including primary, secondary, tertiary, both public and private can join EduTerms. Join EduTerms today. Visit www.eduterms.net to register or send an email to sales@eduterms.net or call Bayo on 080-5410-5670. EduTerms, EdTech Reimagined.
Don't dare touch that dial. It's Splash, your integrity station.
Welcome back to Tech Talk on Splash 106.7 FM. And yes, we are in the segment that is sponsored by EduTerms. Yes, EduTerms sponsored, the latter half of Tech Talk on Splash 106.7 FM. We already have EduTerms representative on the line with us. And she's going to, tell us what EduTerms is all about. And we are going to talk about EduTerms Connect 1.0. Remember last week we talked about EduTerms Connect 1.0 that took place in, I think that was held this past Tuesday. So we're going to talk about EduTerms Connect 1.0 as well. It is themed inspired. So, but first, let's welcome Queensley on the program. Hi, Queensley. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Maryam. How are you too?
I'm fine, darling. Okay, so Queensley, how was Tuesday? EduTerms Connect 1.0 inspired, held at I think Abeokuta Grammar School in Abeokuta. How was it?
Wow, it was amazing. It was feeling the population, the participants, the content, everything was thrilling. The guest speakers,
Lovely.
it was a whole lot. It was lovely. Both the one at Eba and Lemon was amazing.
Oh, that's great. Now let's talk about still on the inspired really. Okay, so the Egba and Remo event has taken place.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes,
now
because
what division is the next, and what's the location?
all right, so the next division is Yewa, and because of the geography of Yewa, for us to be able to reach out to all of them, so we split Yewa into two.
Okay.
So the next division is still Yewa, but we're going to be having this one at Ilaru,
Okay.
Yewa College, Ilaru. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
All right. So, what should the participants expect? But first, let's ask: what are the categories of people expected to participate at the one that is coming up at Ilaro?
All right, so generally, like I said the last week, I said educators generally. That means if you're a teacher, you're a school administrator, you're an educator, you're a school owner, you're an educator, you're an edtech enthusiast, and you're also an educator. So educator in whatever sphere or whatever capacity you're working from. So yes, you are invited to this amazing program.
Okay. So, what should the participants expect?
All right. So firstly, I think participants should expect networking because there are lots of people here in that session. There are lots of top shots in the industry, and also even in industries that they need to benefit from. They should be expecting the likes of the Wema banks, be talking to them on how to expect and get credit facilities. We
Okay.
should be expecting the state coordinator for WAEC
Okay.
to be telling them how best to use technology to prepare their
Hmm.
learners for examination. So those learners are not just there. It's not like they do not know what they are meant to give out or to write in the exams, but because they are not used to this technological tools, it makes them fail. So WAEC is going to be teaching them on how to adopt technology for to prepare for their learners. And also, we are going to be having the teachers, the secretary of CITAN, Computer Teachers Association of Nigeria,
Hmm.
Ogun State chapter. We're going to be having him also. That's Mr. Tajudin Bankole. He's also going to be taking us from the perspective of as a teacher and also as a computer teacher also. He's going to be telling us what we should do as educators, as teachers also. And like I said the other time, we should be expecting the team lead for SME Wema Bank, that's Mrs. Olaitson Lao. She's also going to be giving us tips how to get to credit facilities. And also our major speaker is Chief Babatunde Yunusa. He's the proprietor of Perfect Assurance Academy, Ilaro,
Oh,
Yewa.
great.
He's going to be giving us the nitty-gritty of being a school owner and
Hmm.
how technology has eased his own process in a school and how it has been working for him and giving you the tips directly,
Mm-hmm.
practical tips on how to effectively use all of that.
Hmm. Beautiful. Okay, so also, what dates really? Because we are moving. It's weekend already. Is it going to hold this weekend or it's next
Mm.
week? And also, what time and the venue of the event?
All right, so basically, it's going to be holding at Laro on the 9th of July. On the 9th of July, that is at Yewa College, Laro,
Okay.
10 a.m. And also on Thursday, the 11th of July, it's going to be holding also at Jabode Grammar School. Jabode Grammar School, 10 a.m. also. So that means next week we're having two divisions.
On
That is
Tuesday.
for on Tuesday, Yewa Ilaro, 9th of July, Yewa College Ilaro,
Okay.
on 11th of July, Ijebode Grammar School,
Hmm.
um, at Ijebode Grammar School, Ijebu Division, 10 a.m.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. So, is there a number that they can call if they want to like find out more, information about the Inspired 1.0?
Oh, definitely, yes. If you want to get information on Inspire 1.0, definitely you can call us on 090 39855429. I'll take that again.
Okay.
090 39855429.
Okay, within 2 minutes, Queensley, I want you to tell people that are listening for the very first time what EduTimes is all about and give them the office address and the number they can call if they want to get into business with EduTimes.
So Evidence is an all-in-one school and learning management platform, which is cloud-based. That means it is accessible either you're using a phone, an iPad, a laptop, and so on and so forth. And basically, EduTimes has three major products, which is EduTimes Basic, and EduTimes Basic is for the private K-12 schools. EduTimes Essential,
Mm-hmm.
which right now is known as Deeper and Edifera, which is for the public K-12 schools,
Okay.
and EduTimes Pro, that is for the tertiary institutions, monotechnics, polytechnics, colleges of education, universities. And basically, the entire product is so flexible that it fits into whatever school system you're running currently,
Mm.
from the point of admission to the point of graduation. That means and everything in between the point of entry and the point of graduation.
Mm. Okay.
So,
The
also,
address.
okay.
The address.
All right, so if you want to reach us at our head office, you can reach us at Block 5, Block 8 of Conference Hotel Avenue, GRA, Jebode, Ogun State, Nigeria. And our email address, if you want to reach us via email, you can reach us via inquiry at edutimes.net. And also on our website, if you want to look through what we do, want to get more information about us, you can check www.edutimes.net. And all of our social medias, we are very active on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and also on Twitter. And all of them, you can reach us via Edutimes. And also, once again, I'll take the phone number. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us via 090 39855429.
All right, take the number again, please.
090
Mm-hmm.
39855429.
All right. Thank you so much, Queensley, for joining us today on Anytime Special segment.
Thank you so much, Maryam, for having me.
Yes, have a great weekend.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. Yes, bye. Okay, so that was Queensley. She is the media officer with EduTimes, and she has been able to educate us about EduTimes event that is coming up this week. EduTimes Connect 1.0, tagged Inspired. It's time for me to go on today's edition of Tech Talk on Splash 106.7 FM. Thank you all so much. My name is Maryam Ogunremi. Till I come your way next week, do have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.
Ever wondered how technology can be used to improve education in schools? EduTimes is the answer. EduTimes is a cloud-based school management solution that helps you digitize all your school processes like online application for admission, attendance to register,